I remember being a kid, people knocking on the door, my mum going, "Don't look at the door, there's someone there." And we'd just pretend they weren't
Charity
there.
starts at home, not at your home.
No, but because it's all the time. I mean, my mum didn't like answering the door anyway, even if it was the pools man, she'd sort of say, "Don't move," and he might not see that we're here.
So you just froze where a man was at the door.
Well, you just, because the front room was near the door, so people could see in.
Right.
So you just sort of stayed there and pretend that either you can't
so
hear
like
him.
some sort of predator, like they can't see if you don't move.
Well, even if he was peering in through the window and he could see you in there not moving.
So he looked through and there was 3 people just frozen, right, like statues, right, just their eyes looking at him, and him confused.
Well, they're clearly dead, I'll move on. There's obviously been a gas leak.
And did you say sitting or stand up, or did you sort of like throw yourself to the floor?
we just sat on the, you know, where you were, and you just stayed still.
But did he ever look in and see?
I don't know, because you didn't turn around, did you?
So you would pretend you couldn't hear the door?
It's the easiest, honestly, the amount of times people would come round, it's either... It seemed to be the 80s had a lot of it, because it was all the Avon thing, wasn't it? It was perfume, Tupperware.
What?
Tupperware.
Tupperware?
Yeah, the plastic boxes.
It's dishes for fat people. Here we go. Oh, these are big. God, they are. They're for fat fuckers like you to eat ourselves.
There was the Pools man.
Right.
Just a lot of charity stuff. Just a lot. It seemed to be the time, the 80s, that they suddenly found out they can sort of scav money off people.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
give
there was
it
a lot
to
of scavving.
So that's why we used to ignore the door.
I just love this image of you.
Yeah, so
you're in
silent.
the lounge, you're having a little boogie, it's Christmas, someone's tapping on the glass. Freeze! They just go, well, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Nothing here for us.
Hammer time. Silence. There's a... okay, right, let's do the scenario. I'm at the door. I can see you're in there. You might as well come open the door. Karl? Karl? Why are you staying so still? Are you trying to avoid me?
It's working.
Karl, your eyes are moving. Can you come to the door, please?
I suppose in the end you've got to move
Karl, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm just going to stay here until you have to move. Karl. This is the most pointless podcast we've ever done. Me shouting your name and you pretending not to be here. Okay, and I'll move on then. Right.
It works.
Yeah,
Works perfectly.
Because
Brilliant.
once they've got you, that's the whole thing with charity. Once they've stopped you in the street, if you've stopped, that's it.
Keeps on going.
You're handing something over.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of times I've been stopped. I mean, the good thing now is you've got an iPod, so you can just either pretend you're on the phone or listen to music.
Or just stay very still. Just freeze when someone says, "Can I trouble you for..." Oh, he's totally frozen.
That would be amazing, because they're normally in one spot, aren't they?
Yeah.
So it's just
So
they're
as soon
carrying
as
on
they
selling,
stop you,
and
so
you've
that
got
you
to
just
stay there
freeze
for
it,
the
you-
rest of it outside Waitrose
Yeah.
for 7 hours.
Yeah, it goes dark. Well, I've finished my shift, I'm off. And then you just see, your eyes just see them walk away like that, and they all meet in their little tunics. And then you start walk, they look back, and you freeze. And then they walk on. And then you can go home 7 hours late.
Tell us about it, Steve.
From the album Princess Superstar is Princess Superstar and Bad Babysitter. Did you enjoy it, Rick?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
Yeah,
Simple
I
questions.
like that.
Yeah.
That's two out of 2 from that album I've
Yeah,
liked.
exactly.
I think I'll go and buy the album on the way home.
Do it, make
Steve.
another
Just
note
make
of
a
that,
little
Rick.
note.
You've got Outcast to
Of that
buy, which has not actually been
Outcast.
released yet, but I'm sure you can pull some strings.
I'll get someone onto that. Good. Okay, XFM 104.9. It's the Ricky Gervais show.
Absolutely.
Can I stop you there?
Go on.
With Steve Merchant.
Thanks very much.
No worries. Yeah. Cheers. We're talking about presents here. I just remembered something else I had. I was just into science from like the age of like 5, 6 to about so 18, 19. I'm still into it, but I studied it and I absolutely loved it. And I got a microscope set when I was about, I suppose, 10 or 11, and just looking at butterfly wings and just anything under there, like 300 times. I thought this was amazing, right? And in it came these little shrimp eggs, and You could look at them, and then you could breed them. You had to put them in a salt water solution, and then keep them at a certain temperature, and they'd think, oh, and a nice little beach, and they'd come out.
Yeah.
What I did, speed up the process a little bit, popped it on the electric fire, right? We had one of those fake plastic coal things with one of those little metal things that turned round from the heat and made it look like flames. It didn't. No. I'll be honest, it didn't.
Because who the hell was fooled? Yeah. Coming and going, you got a lovely roaring fire there.
Yeah. The flames are encased behind that plastic coal.
Exactly.
But I love it. Popped them on there, left them there for a little while. Bit too hot. Came back. Just melted, really. Just dry, and the thing was sort of slightly warped. So, them shrimps did not see the light of day.
Once again, your laziness and sinfulness I got to speed up the experiment.
Absolutely.
Come on. I can advance nature.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
On.
Yeah.
Do you stand in front of a microwave just going, come on, yeah. A minute and a half for soup?
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah.
That's majestic.
Yeah, but I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Now I make sure the shrimps are the right temperature.
Exactly.
That's terrible.
You reminded me of something I was going to say then, but I can't remember. I've embarrassed myself live on air.
Yeah.
Should have kept that quiet. No one would have known. No one was there thinking, I wish Steve would say something now. It's crazy.
What
I
was
hope he
Steve going to
hasn't forgotten
say?
the story.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what it was. It was about you said about the sort of the fire and that idea of kind of buying a piece. It's like when people buy a fake Rolex watch.
Yeah.
And they tell people it's fake. Utter waste of time.
Yeah.
Why you told me that? It's like what? I'm getting one over on the Rolex people.
But you're right on that side. But the point is, why buy a fake Rolex watch? I mean, why buy a Rolex watch? I think they're very
they look
expensive.
good. They look nice.
Yeah.
And it's a transparent display of wealth. But it's when there's like a builder who you know's on like £5 an hour wearing a Rolex.
You're joking, aren't you, Steve? Hod carriers can get upward of £550 a day. So you've embarrassed yourself.
I don't know anything. It seems like I don't know anything about the building industry anymore.
Unbelievable.
Do you know once my friend showed off this watch that he'd bought, and a guy had sort of dodgy bloke had sold it to him on the street.
Yeah.
And he'd been up in London, and some guy on Oxford Street had sold him this watch, and it looked really good, and it worked fine for years, and it just looked class. And I thought, wow, that's brilliant. And I came to London for something, and I walked up and down Oxford Street for 2.5 hours trying to get sold a dodgy watch. And I'd be going up to people like selling lighters, going, yeah, not interested in lighters. Got any watches?
Yeah.
And he'd go, no, I haven't got any watches. Go down to the perfume guy, and I go down to the perfume guy. You, any watches?
I love the idea that they saw you go, no, what do I watch? And they go, no.
I know.
Why? It's a bad advertisement, mate. If people see you walking around with this, it's not good for trade. What? How dare you? Send me one of those stolen watches. Can't do it, mate. More than my job's worth.
Red Nose Day, Comic Relief, has come round again.
Yeah, Red Nose Day is obviously the very specific date in the calendar for the whole generic term Comic Relief, I think.
It's normally when the telecast happens.
Yeah.
People know that that's the day when they can dress up, do charitable acts. But of course, Comic Relief is a charity that's working all the time for disenfranchised all over the world.
And you can go to the website all year round, which is comicrelief.com.
I think there's also rednoseday.com, which is if you particularly want to donate for this year's appeal. Have you always been a strong champion of Comic Relief, Karl?
Not really.
Why was I expecting that answer?
Well, but I mean, we're doing a bit of charity now. We're donating our time. It's not much. It's not costing us anything.
But I do loads of stuff without going on about it. I don't think you should shout about the bits you do for charity, because then who are you doing it for?
Oh, exactly. I mean, well, this is my thing, isn't it? That there's a lot of people that only do it if it's in the public eye. It's to do it really to be a busybody or to show off or to feel good about themselves. And I suppose that's good and bad. I mean, if it gets you involved, if it does some good. My gift to the world has been you, Karl, to be quite honest. I feel that you're the world now.
I'm sure there's people in Africa going, we'd prefer blankets.
Yeah.
Doing a wills charity, isn't it?
Is it?
Sort of.
I mean,
No,
if you make a donation to a charity within the will, I suppose that's quite charitable. But just giving money to your relatives isn't, is it?
Of course it is.
Well,
They shouldn't have it.
They're getting something for nothing, but it's... I mean, I don't know. It's giving something away that you have no use for.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
but forget that. It's someone is getting something when
Yeah.
they've done nothing for it, really.
Well, it is. I suppose it is charity, but charity is usually infused with some sort of altruism. It's usually to do with giving a piece of something that is kindly because you could do with it. I mean, not strictly. I think you can give away something you don't need, but it's hardly donating a kidney, is it, or some of your wages? It's like, it's not charity on your part because you're literally not around anymore. So it's no longer you giving it, it's just some money
I could either give it them or not give it them. Once I'm dead and I've turned to mush, I shouldn't be worrying about Suzanne's mum getting a table.
Is that what you're leaving her?
Well, I called up my dad first.
Why are you doing a will for the show?
Because of this travel thing I'm doing, and it can get dangerous, you know.
But why haven't you done a will up to now? Because
you sort of, I don't know, I felt sort of young and free. Whereas now
that's never 2 words I've associated with Karl. No. He's always seemed like a man who's in his late 50s.
Yeah,
and
exactly,
I've certainly never the idea that you're free.
Even if we're just talking about the head alone, it's the head of a late 50-year-old.
Free of hair?
Yeah, totally free of fucking hair.
I'm sort of getting on first name terms with my doctor.
Oh, really?
Chatting more. Oh, what is it this time?
How's your middle finger?
You
Not
know,
too bad, Karl.
All that sort of thing. So it's just made me think.
Have you had that done for the will, by the way, for insurance?
I think
and stuff?
you need to, don't you, for a will?
I think you do.
There's nothing on the
prostate
paper.
Exam.
No.
Listen, for insurance purposes, I think you need to have a testicular exam for testicular cancer. You're just leaving the high risk for testicular cancer, actually, and you're entering the high risk for prostate cancer.
And you can have both at the same time.
You could have both at the same time. If he's a very dexterous doctor.
I wouldn't want that.
Why? Too much
it's just too much playful. Going on. It's like someone juggling you.
Yeah, it's like being examined by Squiddly Diddly.
And so you said you called up your dad?
Called him up. I said, "Is there anything you want if I die?"
Right. And presumably, you know, Suzanne, she's getting the lion's share.
She is. But then the fella who was on the end of the phone talking us through it all was going, "Oh, you should get married." I was going, "Oh, shut up." He's saying, "Well, it make things a lot easier when it comes to this." And it's like, well, that isn't a reason to get married, is it?
Well.
So she can have all my stuff. I said, I've wrote on the bit of paper that she can have it. I'm not bothered.
What did you wrote? What did you wrote?
You know, all that whatever we've got, she can have.
Yeah, right. That's fine. That's as good as a marriage then, isn't
but
it?
It's something about tax. If you're not married, you have to hand over more.
Well, she'll get. I suppose if it's money, she'll pay tax on it.
Yeah, I think you get so much, and then it's like ridiculous tax rate.
Yeah.
But she's going, that's why we should get married, I'm going to be paying tax. I'm going, hang on a minute, she's already like thinking about money loss instead of me disappearing.
Yeah.
She's going, yeah, we should. And I'm saying, look, you'll be getting a load of money. I said, if I die on this programme anyway, I'm insured, you'll be getting about £1 million for that.
Yeah.
I said, so that's something you haven't got now.
Yeah.
Got nowhere near that now. I said, so even if you have to pay tax on that, I don't think it'd be right to get married just in case I get killed.
Well, you are married, aren't you?
Well, then you may as well get the paperwork.
No, because then everyone wants a party.
Everyone's going, have a party, you can go straight down the registry office.
Honestly, people start going, oh, you should do this, and oh, it's not a proper wedding unless you do that.
Have your two sets of parents met?
No.
That'd be good, would it?
Well, I suppose it's a reason to, isn't it? At least if you're getting married, there's a reason for them to meet. At the moment, there's no reason for them to meet. No. They'd get on each other's nerves. My dad wouldn't get on with a mum.
Why?
Just wouldn't. She doesn't like me, so she won't like me dad. Because he's just an exaggerated version. So, I think it doesn't need to happen.
But you could just nip down the registry office, get it done and dusted, and you just phone up your folks and say, it's already happened,
I said that. I said, listen, if we had to do it, I said, if it was like, we've got to do it for some reason, I said, I'd do that. We can have it done by 2, you can be back in work for 3. Because at the end of the day, there's no, you know, we've known each other for years. Yeah. We're not going to suddenly turn into some sort of Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan film just because we've got married. Yeah. It's going to be the same, exactly the same. Yeah. Except she'd want a joint bank account or something. That's the only other thing that would probably change, and I don't like the idea of that.
Why?
Just, I like to know what's going on. There's enough people sticking their hand in my account, charity-wise and all that, without an extra hand going in.
Who happens to be the love of your life.
I'm not moaning about it, I'm just saying it works the way it is. You hear about people getting married, and it doesn't last. Adds extra pressure.
What pressure is it going to add? It's not going to add any pressure.
I suppose that you resent the fact that the only reason you would be getting married is because she gets your money after your death tax-free.
What if you gave her a series of challenges so that she sort of earned the right to have that money?
It just keeps her on her toes. Because whilst we're not married, it's easy to go, I'm sick of this. So it keeps her
on her toes.
But it keeps us both sort of
because
doing
you're
stuff.
such a find, she's got to work hard to keep you, hasn't she?
You never do anything. in order to sort of maintain this relationship, as far as I can tell. I'm not saying
Loads.
you're a bad man, but in terms of romantic Meg Ryan type stuff, you never do anything.
Me and Jane were out with him and Suzanne the other night, right, at dinner, and honestly, he is so grumpy. He was saying about for Christmas, right? He said, "You've had a flaw." You've had a flaw. Now, what did that mean?
We had a new floor put in.
But how is that her floor?
Because she wanted it.
But you walk on it too.
I paid for it. I don't understand what
But
you
don't
mean.
you understand that, like, you know, a romantic break or clothes or perfumes, you know, sort of things that are kind of indulgent for a lady. That's a gift, not a new floor.
That is like something you give to some little African fella on Comic Relief. In fact, I think I saw it once. He didn't have a floor.
Exactly.
They built him a floor. I remember watching it with you, and they gave him a new pair of shoes and the floor. He went, "Hold on, floor or shoes, not both." Oh, when that tsunami hit, and it was like a month after Christmas, they showed that Britain had given £2 billion, right? He was going, "That's enough." He said, before they were living in mud huts, now there's an Arndale Centre.
For those that are American listeners, Comic Relief here is a sort of it happens every other year, and you know, people often do things in their workplace or at school. They can dress up, they can raise money in different fun ways, and we were told in a school assembly, it was Comic Relief next Friday, everyone has to come along dressed up in fancy dress to school on that day.
Has to.
Yeah, they said have to dress up. They said you pay 50p towards Comic Relief, and you have to pay £1 if you don't dress up. Right?
That's annoying, isn't it?
So of course, I'm looking forward to this because, you know, I'm a sort of aspiring comedian and that. Get to dress up like a clown, right? Spent quite a lot of time getting the old clown outfit together.
What did that look like?
The shoes, obviously, I just wore my regular shoes.
Exactly, yeah.
But I had the red nose, a wig,
Wow.
you know, the whole deal. Big bow tie that my mum made for me. Like, you know, I thought this is going to be the best day ever, right? Get to school. I want you to picture this scene, right? During the assembly in my class of 30. School uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school uniform. Lanky kid dressed as a clown. School uniform, school uniform, school uniform, school. There was 3 people in the entire school who dressed up.
But Steve, you're 50p.
Yes, but then worse than that, it turns out I was furious because I looked like an utter dick. Obviously, it turns out that what happened, I don't know whether I'd missed this information, but apparently the headmaster must have had another assembly where he told people that he wasn't allowed to enforce that rule about making people pay against their will.
Yeah.
So obviously no one showed up dressed like an utter dick except me and about 2 other knobs.
What disappoints me is that for a man who was a self-confessed aspiring comedian, you chose the least funny thing in the world to dress as.
Yeah.
Clowns are anti-comedy. They suck comedy out of the room. It's not...
You're right, and this is from a man who wanted to dress as Hitler at the Golden Globes.
No, that's
He knows funny costumes when he thinks... But you were saying about the guys who bother you in the street. Did I tell you that when I pretended to be foreign to try and get out of that? Did I tell you that story?
Amazing.
Because a technique I used to develop at university was whenever people bothered me in the street, I would pretend to be sort of generic foreign. I can't really do a foreign accent, but I would just be like if someone asked for directions, I was always worried about giving them the wrong directions, so I would just, sorry, I don't really, how you say, you know, it's just kind of vague foreign.
Brilliant.
And I've periodically used this method throughout my life. And not so long ago, a guy stopped me with one of those charity tunics, and I sprang into my old trick. I was like, sorry, I don't...
an elderly Russian woman.
I don't know what voice that is. I don't know what accent
it went from vaguely French to sort of Eastern European beggar.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. And the guy, and I was like, I don't. He was, well, just let me explain to you about it. Sorry, I'm not from. And the guy,
this world.
Yeah,
I am from planet Snorg.
And the guy said, "Are you Stephen Merchant?"
No.
Swear to God.
Not when you were famous.
Oh, yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because it hadn't occurred to me. It was like a lapse of
No!
concentration.
God.
It was a
almighty.
lapse of concentration because,
And did your bow tie spin round and you squirted in the water and ran away? That's what I'd have done.
because, it's one of those things where, you don't always remember that you've been on the It's not like I
That's
instantly remembered that.
Amazing.
So he says, "Are you Stephen Merchant?" And then you're at this position where you've got to go. Either you've got to admit what you did, or you've got to carry on the lie. And I chose the second one. So I was kind of like, I don't know who that is. What? I don't know what you're. And he was like,
Oh God.
"Really? You look a lot like him." I was going, "I've never heard. I don't."
In fact, you are Stephen Merchant. Freeze.
Now,
Oh, chimpanzee that! Monkey news, earlier than usual.
I'll have to save this link now. Monkey news. We've done a lot of stuff, right, on monkeys, and most of it has been
Is bollocks.
no, has been like happy stories.
Oh, is this it's not. Is this going to be like our tune? Our monkey tune. Simon Bates, and welcome to our monkey tune.
No,
Go on.
but do you know what I mean? We've done stuff about a monkey that robbed a bank.
Yeah. Why is that happy?
He had a great life after that. Right.
What, in Marbella?
Yeah. Right. We did the one who saved someone's handbag in a railway station.
We've had a lovely marriage, couple of marriages.
Couple of marriages.
Couple of monkey marriages.
Yeah,
There was the one who got a job in a railway station.
yeah. The hairdresser.
The one who set up a business in Spain.
I don't even remember that one.
that one either.
But, I'm willing to believe that happened. Go on then, Carl.
But anyway, yeah. So today's isn't that happy really. It's about some monkey. I think it was a chimp.
Who's an ape? Go on.
It tried to. I mean, the story sets off at a sort of a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's something about he went to Russia to do some business.
What are you talking about, Carl? I don't.
It jumped past that bit though. It didn't start there.
What?
Do you know what I mean? It didn't tell you what he was doing. It just said, "There's this monkey. He went to Russia,
Do some business.
I know.
do some stuff,
I don't know.
bit of monkey business." And anyway, didn't work out.
So, they were furious. We wanted a surgeon. You send us a monkey.
Anyway, ended up being homeless.
Oh,
No,
so
joking.
it's taking a turn for the worst.
What? Couldn't even get into like a tree hostel or anything like that.
That's the problem. And
God.
ended up homeless. Got in with some tramps.
I don't know where to start.
Come on.
Yeah, so he's knocking about with some tramps and stuff. Sharing drink and what have you around a little fire. They broke into some home, that sort of squatted.
Right, so
Into
I'm not
the flat.
homeless anymore.
Problem was, he had a roof over his little area he had,
Yeah,
and he goes, "Oh, this is good. This is we're having a good time. This is sorting me out."
yeah.
He had his
He said
mates.
that in Russian, though. Didn't he?
But what was he eating?
I don't know. It didn't say. But they're in this house.
Well, he could only be eating sort of like fruit, nuts, vegetables. They classically sort of don't eat pork pies and.
But they've got
drink
McDonald's
coffee.
in Moscow now, so
Sure.
you probably chow
Sure.
down on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was a bust.
I knew this was coming.
There was a bust in the flat that they were squatting in. All the other tramps sort of knew what was going on, legged it, left little chimps out there, got arrested. And they thought it was a real fella at first. They were like, get him, he's obviously just a scruffy bloke who hasn't had a shave and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hasn't shaved his back for a
Yeah.
while.
Or his face.
Yeah.
His head.
Yeah.
Got him down the station, and the boss was like, what's going on here? We've got a monkey here. He was like, what? So you arrested a monkey?
Well, so the arresting officers hadn't noticed all the way to the station that he kept slipping out of the handcuffs and was going for the entire journey. They didn't notice till they got there. What, did they put a hood over his head maybe and just like,
I don't know. I'll give you the story if you want. There's the headline.
What is it? What's the headline, Steve? I don't want to see it, but...
The headline, this is once again from supposedly reputable news organisation Ananova, homeless monkey arrested in Russia.
Did you read on, or did you see the headline and make up that whole story?
It's most of it is there.
What isn't there? What bit isn't there then?
No, I think you know. Steve can have a look over it, check it out and stuff.
Point out the embellishment for me, Steve, will you?
Well, what it doesn't say is that the police didn't realise it was a monkey.
That's what I was guessing. Really? That they got it back and they said, "What are you doing? We've got a monkey," and they go, "Yeah, yeah." Oh God.
There's some more monkey problems in the week. Have you seen the Alfords advert with monkeys in?
No.
There's a new advert out for Alfords selling bikes and stuff.
Yeah.
Got some monkeys in it. It's caused an uproar.
Why?
People are saying it's dressing them up in tracksuits and that is
Taking the mickey out of Manchester.
just, it's not nice for the animals and that. So there's been loads of
Will they
complaints
get a
about
free
it.
bike or something, do they, I imagine?
I think they kept the tracksuits.
Yeah.
Shall I record
that's the
after
thing
this
now.
cheeky freak of the week?
No, I'm just saying we're not doing this to sort of, again, take the mickey out of the animals and stuff. These are true stories and that. But yeah, coming next, Freak of the Week.
Tim Benson. Black Snow. It's a great tune.
Good song, isn't it?
I love it. It's sort of like punky, but it's got more in common with stuff like Steppenwolf and
My
Bad
only worry
Company.
is that,
such
are
a
they like
throwback.
sort of 18-year-olds who, like Gomez, are trying to sound like they've kind of had a rough, hard-living life?
No,
They are old 40-somethings.
Well, no, they're not. They're sort of, but they're dirty.
Yeah, good. Do you notice that Steve Taylor, the man with the knowledge, just popped in there to
just
bid
popped
us
in,
Merry Christmas?
Yeah.
And I noticed, Claire, you said something like, has he got another kid, did you say?
Yeah.
How many children has he got?
I think he's got the 2 now. Yeah.
Clearly, he has got the knowledge, hasn't he, in every sense.
Yeah.
I imagine he's a great lover.
He knows.
I imagine he's got wonderful fingers.
He knows what buttons.
Magic fingers.
Well, he's actually got little toady hands. Right. He uses a lot of utensils.
Yes, yeah.
He's invented all these little things that go with
Exactly.
and it just it's over very quickly, so
Yeah.
we can get on with learning.
Pleasure gloves.
Yeah, because even when he's making love, there's a stack of trivia books.
Exactly.
So
well, he
he's-
can tell you about kind of great shags of the past.
Yeah. Oh, he's there. Here he comes.
Yeah, here he comes.
Oh, look, I love him because you don't know this, listeners, but he looks like Penfold of a
Oh,
Danger
he's a
Mouse.
beautiful man.
He does. He's
It hasn't
lovely.
stopped him breeding.
Yeah. It's not. You don't usually call
Taylor,
it.
the
You
man
usually
with
call
the
it
knowledge.
breeding when it's humans.
Steve Taylor, the man with the knowledge.
Come in. Hey, all right.
Christmas to
It's
you.
like Steve Wright and his posse. All right, Merry Christmas.
Hi.
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 Are you?
So
a
tell
great-
us, are
Stop that now.
you a
Yeah.
great ladies man? Were you a great ladies man before you were married?
It's not something I talk about. I'm married now.
Because he's sort of like got a little shaved head and he's got a beard and it's exactly the same colour, sort of ginger hair. He looks like a tennis ball. It's just hair, exactly the same length, all over his face and
no
head.
reason for me to come in was that abuse was happening without me here.
Yeah, I
And now
know.
I've come in, you just continue.
But say hello, so it's with your blessing, and I think we're nice. Say Merry Christmas.
Hi, Merry Christmas, all listeners.
See, you're on at 5 o'clock, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to
Imagine-
make a note of that.
make
When
a
I've
note of
bought
that,
those
yeah.
2 albums, I'm going to listen to Steve Taylor, the man with the knowledge, on at 5 o'clock on XFM.
Isn't it incredible? Because he's been in since 11 o'clock this morning, just compiling information for every record he'll be playing.
Yeah.
The show's only 20 minutes long.
But you know, with him, it's because he's got to offload it.
Yeah.
He's got to talk about it all the time because it's only, he's got a huge brain. And it's wom, it's going
Throbbing,
wom,
yeah.
all
What are you
information.
playing next, Claire?
You bored? Sorry, were we
tell us
boring you two?
Oh, was just that list? Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
So can you tell us about Star Sailor? What do you know about some interesting facts about Star
Come on,
Sailor?
into the microphone, into the micropole that goes down the loudy box and out to the radiograph in the homes all around England. They're rubbish. Thank you.
Steve Taylor, controversial view. Still, he has bred people.
Right, we're doing it now. I noticed Heat magazine sort of put a bit of a spanner in the works.
Why?
Because they were saying, oh, maybe it'll be a Christmas edition of Rockbusters. And I'd already sorted them out.
I wouldn't worry, Karl.
Well, what I've done, I've cleverly tweaked them to make them Christmassy. So the Christmas bit in it has got nothing to do with it whatsoever, but I just thought...
So you mean the clues have a Christmas element?
Well, yeah,
But it's
the bands
nothing
aren't
to do with the
it's
answer.
nothing, yeah, it's nothing to do with the answer. Right.
So why don't you just ask the normal ones and I'll ring a bell, I'll shake some bells.
Well,
Go
it's
ho
the
ho
equivalent
ho.
of that, but in sort of speech. Right.
Brilliant.
So the first one, there's a load of letters there asking for advice. Put them on Claire's desk. Oh, and have a good Christmas.
Oh!
No, give it to us again.
Oh, God!
Right, so there's a load of letters asking for advice. Put them on Claire's desk. Oh, and have a good Christmas.
Right, but bear in mind, people, that the Christmas element may not be relevant to
No,
these
that's got
clips.
nothing to do with it. I don't want to,
Okay.
you know. And the initial there is F, right? That's F.
Alright.
Right, the
Next one.
second one. Ask your mum if you should. After you've wrapped the presents. Right, so that's,
Ask your man if you should.
ask your mum if you should after you've wrapped the presents. That's S.
Yes.
S.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay.
And the last one, a couple of people were arguing in the supermarket at the fruit and veg counter. But it's busy in there because it's Christmas. So that's probably what brought it on. So that's B.
Oh.
B.
Oh, God!
So they're the three. We'll just recap.
Yes, please, yeah. I
so-
have no idea.
so
I
the
can't
first
even...
one.
I don't know what to start thinking. Well...
Right, there's a load of letters there asking for advice. Put them on Claire's desk.
Have a good Christmas.
Have a good Christmas. Second one, ask your mum if you should.
After you're at the prison.
S. And the last one, a couple of people were arguing in the supermarket at the fruit and veg counter.
But it's busy in there because it's
It's
Christmas.
busy because it's Christmas. That's a B. So they're the three things. Right, here's the last clues of the year. You had, there's a load of letters there asking for advice. Put them on Claire's desk.
Go
that
on,
was
no idea.
F. That was for foreigner. Foreigner.
I don't know what you mean.
Claire Rayner. She took advice. She gave people advice. So that's a foreigner. Foreigner.
That is shit.
Right.
I'm sorry. That may be Christmas. That is absolute
A
dark.
lot of people got the right answer.
I know,
Yeah,
well, that
well,
annoys
right,
me even
well,
more.
Number
The
two.
second one, ask your mum.
Foreigner.
Yeah.
Foreigner.
Second one, ask your mum if you should. That was S. That was Shalimar.
Shalimar?
Shalimar. Right?
No, bizarrely, what was the clue there?
Ask your mum if you should.
No, we got a lot of people saying Smashing Pumpkins as the answer to that. But I don't know who's saying that today, Mum. Smashing Pumpkins. Merry Christmas, Mum. Smashing
Thanks very
Pumpkins.
much. Nice bollocks. Oh, that's great. That's great.
Right.
Smashing pumpkins. Your dad bought them for me for Christmas.
Yeah.
Ah.
And the last one,
Lovely plums. What, my Victorians?
Oh, God.
right, we've got to wrap it up. We've got to wrap it up.
Come on, then.
A couple of people were arguing in the supermarket at the fruit and veg counter. That was B. That was banana drama. They were like having an argument.
What do you mean banana drama? What? No, wait. What group is banana drama? What group is banana drama?
So,
You're a fool. You're a twat.
When you say that, but you accuse Karl of that, you're also accusing lots of the listeners, including the winner, Nicola Rogers, of London, and she wins those great prizes, and she got them bang on, so...
Banana drama.
so can we finish there now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
absolutely.
What do you mean? Can we finish there now?
Just play the ads and go.
J. Harvey.
Lovely.
Love it. Great. I'm loving this, Steve.
Yeah, no, it's
Nearly
great.
Christmas. I had a couple of chocolates there, didn't I?
Oh,
the
yeah.
purple ones in roses. Very much like the Quality Street one, the hazelnut and the toffee.
Yeah.
But getting me in the mood. Now, I know if you're a fan like me, you love the roast dinner.
Oh.
We love the roast dinner. But the Uber roast dinner is the Christmas dinner.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
No,
I'll
I'm
tell you
thinking
this,
about it
man.
now. I can't believe how many different sort of meats you're going to have in your house.
Well, we always have the turkey, obviously,
Yeah,
traditional. Plus, we always have a little bit of pork, a little bit of lamb.
Oh, God. And don't forget the sausage, you know.
Well, I love the fact that someone's designed the turkey Christmas dinner, and then they thought, wait a minute, I also want a little sausage, and let's wrap it in bacon.
Why not? Let's have some
as
stuff
mu-
in it
Can
as
we
well.
have some? Can we have all the meats that are available?
Someone said,
please?
hold on. There's sausage meat in the stuffing. Now, well, sue me.
Yeah, exactly.
Sue me if I want a bit of extra sausage. You know what I mean?
Oh.
It's the work of art, and it takes
It's genius.
hours.
Rick, can I ask you, what kind of
Go on.
veg you going with this year?
Veg, well, I just love the roast potato. I mean, people have tried to sneak in the Brussels
Because you
sprout.
don't eat vegetables or
No, I
anything
try
green, do
not
you?
to eat.
Parsnips.
I love parsnips, but when they're crisp and crunchy, like a trendy crisp
Yes.
in a wine bar. I love it when yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
no,
I
that's
love that.
We'll be having carrots, we'll be having leeks, we'll be having Brussels, obviously.
Yeah.
Brussels.
Yeah.
And my mum will always throw in a little bit of something crazy. Maybe there'll be a little bit of red cabbage, something wild, something exotic, something
Vim,
continental.
or a used condom. To be quite honest, I think she's mental, your mother. She's
But,
got to stop that.
But who knows? Any kind of treats. I'm just so, and I love the fact about the Christmas dinner is that people are taking weeks, years planning it.
I know.
They take, months going to defrost.
Did it? Have you told? Can you talk about your grandparents?
Well, my grandparents, of course. The thing about my grandparents, I have mentioned this before.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
Think
love
I
this.
think they've got about 3 teeth between them. It's unbelievable. My grandfather.
They're all their own, though.
He was in the RAF in the war, right? And for some reason, he had problems with his teeth, and they pulled them all out, and they
really?
replaced them with a false set of false teeth. But during the wartime, I don't know whether this was just like what it was like during the war or just the 40s, but he had a kind of wooden plate put in with like some kind of fake teeth attached.
Oh no!
And he's never had that changed. So he's still got the wooden plate and about 3 teeth still hanging on it.
Oh.
It's just so he and my grandmother combined, they cannot eat anything that's kind of solid. So they will literally get up for Christmas dinner. They'll get up and they'll put the meat on like it's sort of 6 in the morning, go back to bed for the day, get up and eat it about 9 o'clock at night. And the best compliment you can have if you've cooked dinner for my grandparents is, "Oh, this is lovely. You can suck it away."
Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine
Why
having
don't
to
they
suck
just
it through a straw.
liquidise it? Have a nice little
They
roast
have done.
smoothie.
They have done in the past.
Really, and a little apple crumble smoothie to
If we
follow.
take them out to eat, like at a restaurant or something, we've got to phone ahead to make sure there's fish on the menu.
Really?
Because they can only have fish. But then the bones, you see, that's a problem for them.
Well, you can take the bones out of fish, can't you, and sort of mash it up.
Yeah, but the eyes are going
Steve,
as well.
could I suggest the fish cake? It's already mashed. It's with the potato. It's in a crispy crumb, which doesn't hurt anyone, whether you got teeth or not.
Rick, can I
Go on.
make a little...
Yeah.
I just want to make it... Because obviously not
Yeah.
everyone's as fortunate at Christmas, Rick,
No,
as us.
we're
What
talking
about
about-
the vegetarians? What are they eating?
A nut cutlet.
What the
A
hell is
lovely little nut cutlet. Can't they have like tofu, but in the shape of a turkey?
But I love the fact that so often, certainly your Linda McCartney veggie items, they always try to fool you into thinking it's the real thing. Some veggie sausages that they've injected with something so they'll taste like sausages.
Yeah.
Eat
sort of
the
like-
real thing.
I look, you don't really need it that arbitrary shape. If it's, you might as well just have it any shape.
What angers me with the
you could have any
vegetarians,
shape,
Rick?
couldn't ya?
What angers me with the vegetarians and the vegans, even worse, is that, look, we're breeding all these animals to be eaten.
Yeah.
They're going to get slaughtered anyway. Chow down. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Those chickens in those little kind of pens, 4 of them in a little square box.
Yeah.
They're sort of crapping eggs out every couple of minutes.
Yeah.
They're to be eaten.
You're not a zoologist, are you?
I am not officially.
Yeah.
No, but I know what I'm talking about, Rick.
Yeah, you
I've-
do.
I've seen brochures.
Yeah, yeah.
I've
yeah.
walked past a farm while on holiday.
Excuse me, farmer, could your finest hens crap me some eggs for my tea? No worries.
Chicken, crap a little egg for me. Oh,
Brilliant.
an old Christmas classic.
Oh.
But no, spare a thought for the vegetarians, and worse still the vegans.
Yeah, and what about Travis? What do you think they'll be doing this Christmas?
Having a whale of a time.
I'll tell you what, Steve, it was an excuse to play the record.
Genius.
It was a link.
I'm always getting stopped for. I mean, there's so many charities now. Anything. I think that's the other problem, actually, that there's so many now. Years ago, a problem wouldn't have been a problem, whereas today it's someone's got this problem, someone's got OCD, and we're collecting for that.
Right.
It's not just starving people anymore; it's everything.
Yeah.
One little fault, they're out there with a clipboard.
Yeah, a
asking
lot, of
for your
new,
bank
a lot
details.
of new diseases have
Definitely.
cropped up, particularly for these sort of rich and famous diseases that really
Weren't
third world
around.
people do not suffer from.
So I was in W.H. Smith's probably buying a Valentine's card.
Oh, okay.
So there you go, you see. So I do a bit. And
Is this the cheapest one you've got, love?
I bought
Yeah.
I bought a big bar of Galaxy.
Oh, cheaper than a box of chocolates, but yeah, still nice.
For me, that, because he had an offer
Oh.
on, right?
Oh,
this is
not
this
for
is what I'm
Valentine's Day.
saying.
Okay, she's getting a card, isn't she?
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I felt awkward because she could see that. Oh, he must have some money.
What, a big bar of
Because
Galaxy
you could
and a-
afford some chocolate.
Well, it was like an impulse buy thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So she's thinking he's got money to burn.
Yeah.
So at first I didn't know who she
There's a
was.
guy over here buying a big bar of Galaxy and a small card. Yeah, follow him.
So she's there. I'm thinking she just works in W.H. Smith's.
Yeah.
Morning, sir. All right, how's it going? Oh,
Right.
have you got a minute? So I'm thinking, is it W.H. Smith saying, how often do you buy the Galaxy? Because they always
Yeah.
do sort of
Yeah.
surveys and stuff. So she said, oh, you like chocolate? I went, yeah. She said, yeah, I'll have a chocolate. Right?
Oh.
Little chocolate.
Yeah.
I ate it.
Yeah,
Then
of
she
course you
goes, right, are you aware of the problems in the world? So I'm thinking, what's this? You see, they've been clever there.
Yes.
I can't say no and walk off without a bit of chocolate.
Sure.
Right.
So,
Why don't you freeze? Just freeze.
We're closing up now. We're closing the shop.
So I said, oh, yeah, there's loads of problems. I'm sick of it. So she says,
No, not yours, sir. There are some people who are starving.
Yeah, and I explained to her, I said, listen, I said, I've got loads of these charities every month. I said, my bank account is literally... Because I don't use my current bank account that much. So you look at it with a statement, it's like, Tools for Africa.
Right.
Help the Aged. Deaf Kids. There's another one.
.com, deafkids.com.
There's loads.
Is Tools for Africa when they send people like Karl over to help out?
Yeah, that is Comic Relief. Tools for Africa is another name for Comic Relief if you watch it.
So anyway, I said, I do all this. She's going, oh, that's very good of you, but, you know, we need your money as well. So she's saying, but just as much as you can afford, you know, every little helps and everything. I've been here all day. Look, as you can see, I haven't had much luck. It's not that busy in the shop, blah, blah. Oh, all right then, right? So I give her the details. She looks at the amount. She goes, right, now the options are, you can tick the £5 box, the £10 box, the £20 box, the £50 box. This is a monthly payment.
Right.
She said, well, I'll put you down for a tenner. Forget the £5. She just leapfrogged that straight away.
Yeah.
You can't go back, can you? Because then you feel bad.
Sure.
To sort of go, well, you've got a £5 one there, tick that one.
Yeah.
She can see I've got the chocolate, sort of wasting my money on things that aren't necessary when there's people dying around the world.
Yeah.
I said, right, yeah, tenner, fine. And, you know, I filled it all out. I left the shop.
Yeah.
Spent more on that than I did on the card and the chocolate.
Right. So you spent under £10 then, basically.
So I get home and everything, forget about it. I keep seeing these statements going out. It looks like Gandhi's bank account, the amount of stuff I'm giving away for charities.
Sure.
I forget about it though. Forget it. I'm doing my bit for charity. I should feel good about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, something kicks off in the world.
Right.
Ring, 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 ring. Oh. Hello, is that Mr. Pilkington? Straight away I'm thinking, oh, who's this? This isn't good.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, it's so-and-so charity.
Right.
Are you aware of the problems in the world? I said, yes, I am. There's lots of them. Yeah, but have you heard about the latest one? I said, yeah. She went, well, I'm just calling up to say thanks for the donation that you give us every month, but it's not enough. So I said, yeah, well, I think I give enough. I said, you're not the only ones here. I said, I've got 5 charities on the go here.
Yeah.
I said, you know, I've give you what I can afford.
Yeah.
She's going, yeah, but let me just tell you about the problems. There's so many people missing here. This is bad. These are dying. Da, da, da. I'm going, I know. I was told all this when I signed up, and I agreed to that amount.
Yeah.
The £10 that I said I'm happy to give you, that's what I can afford. Call some other people up who aren't giving you a tenner.
Yeah.
She goes, no, but we haven't got their numbers, you know, and we understand that you're a supporter of our charity, and, you know, just a little bit more will help. I said, listen, I can't. I've given you that amount. If you want, if it's not enough, let's stop the direct debit now.
Right.
I said, if it's not helping you, let's can it, and I'll give it to deafkids.com. I said, because they're not calling up mithering.
No.
Well, they can.
That's a good thing with them. So she said, no, I don't want to do that. I said, well, that's it then. And she wouldn't let it go. And in the end, she got an extra £1.50 off me.
Right.
But that shouldn't be allowed. I think they should have, like, 1 year where they go, this year, you know, hungry people.
Right.
Next year, people with a limp. Or just like they do with the China thing, with the year of the cat, year of the rabbit. It's very clear.
Yeah.
It's that year. That's who we're helping this year.
Right.
If you've got that problem, it's your year. You're going to have a good one.
And who decides?
Just have some meeting. Just have a meeting with...
But who gets together in the meeting?
What would be the first
charity.
year? What would be the first year? This year?
Right, well, we'd look at it and we'd go, right, what are we hearing a lot of problems about? And someone goes, so-and-so's hungry. Go, right, are we all in? Are we in to give this lot food? And we're not just going to give them food.
So it's not everyone who's hungry, it's specific people. So it's like hungry...
Starving, people who are starving. If someone goes, oh, I've got, I don't know, what's another problem?
Adenoids.
Me kid's deaf. Well, maybe next year. Maybe next year. It's not your turn this time. We can't help everyone at once. Because that's life, isn't it? You've got to give and take in your own life. There's things that I want, I can't have, I do without, have something else
but
that's
there's
more
so many
important.
causes that
but
it
that's
could
what I'm
wait
saying,
20
Steve.
years before your charity
I
comes
know, but
around.
what can you do then? Because we're not sorting it all out anyway.
I'm paraplegic.
Right?
Oh, I need help really bad. I'm paraplegic.
But so does everyone else.
Well, why are you giving it to the hungry now?
Because if we don't help the hungry now,
right,
they can't wait. You can wait.
Right. Oh God, I'm blind.
Is this a different person now?
Yeah, I'm blind.
Right, well, you're not hungry though, are you?
Well, a bit peckish.
Yeah, well...
Where's the fridge? I can't find the fridge. Can you help me to the fridge?
Yeah.
Otherwise I'll be hungry as well. I'm blind and hungry. I'm blind and hungry because I don't know where the fridge is.
Who's let you in?
Ever since I was young, I've always liked going in charity shops, particularly because, you know, you find sort of interesting old records in there. Never sort of gone in there to buy clothes and stuff, but, you know, books, whatever. And, I was in a charity shop, you know, and I've patronised them for years, and I noticed out through the window there was like a paparazzi guy, and he was taking pictures of me through the window. That was a bit weird, and obviously the old ladies in there didn't have any idea who I was, so they just thought that was a bit strange. And then it was in one of the magazines, like the kind of celebrity magazines. It was, oh, here's Steve Merchant. You know, despite all the money he must have made from his various projects, he's still going in charity shops. And you just think, but sorry, how is that a bad thing? I'm giving my money to a charity. Isn't that a noble cause? I mean, obviously that's not the reason I'm doing it. I'm doing it
to save 50p.
To save 50p, of course. But
they don't know
they
that.
They don't know that.
No.
They
you might
don't
be
know
going
me.
there and going, keep the change, love. You never have said that.
Never said that.
Never said that in your life.
No, occasionally I'll shoplift. I'm no mug. 70p? Don't you think that seems frustrating, though, that...
Yeah, but what do you expect? What are they going to do? They're not going to say Steve Merchant, Heart of Gold, are they?
I just thought all these things would slowly accumulate towards the OBE.
Yeah, I know. I think you've got to do a bit more than get Roger Whittaker's greatest hits for 10p.
My mum's always in them. And because my mum goes in them, my dad sort of got into going into them now because, you know, the weather's not good or whatever, and he thinks rather than standing outside, he went in one, and he was after a jacket, just like a sort of a, you know, casual but quite smart.
Yep.
He's quite a big bloke, so it's difficult to find them, right? So he's in there, sees the jacket, goes, oh look, here's that sort of jacket that I'm after. Picks it up, tries it on. Oh, it fits. It's good, this, isn't it? She's going, yeah. While she's looking at, you know, a toad that you put money in or whatever.
Yeah.
So he gets to the counter, and it's got a price tag on it, £8, right? So he said, "I'll give you £6." He had £6 in his pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you £6 for that. She went, no, it's £8. Now that's wrong, isn't it? That's a good price, and it's £6. They've got it for nothing.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't have any of it. He said, surely something's better than nothing. If you don't give me this for £6, it's going back on the hanger. And they said, no, sorry.
Yeah, but they might later sell it for £8.
But they might not, and it's been given to them for free.
Yeah,
so
but
what does it matter?
But the old lady's
Who's come up with the price of £8? Who is this?
Yeah.
They don't
she's
know how
not
much
haggling.
it's worth.
She's not there to haggle. Someone's priced it up, and she's just a volunteer who's
Maybe she thought of it that she was losing the charity £2 as opposed to gaining it £6.
But they haven't gained anything because he put it back on, and how many people want it? How many people are looking out for that jacket?
It might be the principle. She might have thought, oh, you can't haggle when it's for charity.
It was a fair price. I give a lot of stuff to charity. A lot. Most of the time, just because it's nearer than the wheelie bin is. It's just a way of getting rid of garbage most of the time with me. Stick it all in a bin bag, good stuff on the top, the stuff that you're embarrassed about, stick it in the bottom of the bag.
What are you embarrassed about?
Just old shoes, trainers.
Some of the books you've written.
Socks, underpants.
Underpants! You do not give underpants to charity.
Washed.
But who's gonna wash? I know, as opposed to just like peeling them off.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why you've got a problem with underpants, but shoes. You see, I'd
Who's
never buy
buying
shoes.
underpants from a charity shop, though? I mean, I don't care how low you are on the socio-economic level.
I know.
You can get about 14 pairs for £1 in some places.
I know who's buying underpants. I don't know who's buying your underpants. I definitely don't know.
I mean, if they were signed,
yeah,
that is something I like doing though. When I've given to charity, I like going past a shop and seeing if it made it in the window.
Any success?
Yeah, recently the one not far from here had me egg cups in the window. So it's like, oh look, there's
You've got a new set of egg cups, so you've got rid of your old ones?
Yeah.
I don't think we've got any egg cups.
Haven't you?
No.
Why
I don't
not?
think so. I don't.
You have boiled eggs.
I can't imagine you. It would take. You'd be too impatient to boil an egg, Rick.
Well, I just it's just those things you think of never buying. You know, like egg cups, a whisk.
No, but you do eventually.
I suppose you got to, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's things that were just always there when you grow up, isn't it? That you have to go and you think of, but not second hand though.
But there's nothing wrong. Honestly, it's hardly. I mean, it's made the window space. That's how good it was. It had hardly been used, that egg cup, because it was a doubler, and I think they were quite small for the egg size that I get. I think they were made more for the small egg, and I have the large egg.
Right.
So it was never really
just
used.
like your underpants.
But
have you ever been a charity shopper, Rick?
Yeah. What I used to do a lot of was records and tapes and things like that. But it ended up sort of being ironic. It really ended up like getting, you know, something like Shane Rich's greatest hits, and things like that.
A bit of a dilemma that my Auntie Nora had. She likes charity shops as well. She's got a neighbour. Went out to Graceland's, big Elvis fan. They came back. She said, "How was Graceland?" They said, "Oh, it was brilliant. Best holiday we've ever had. Probably go back again. We've got a gift for you." Right? They get out this clock, like a little sort of. It's like a Swiss. You know, the Swiss sort of looks like a little house, like a cuckoo clock. But on the hour, little Elvis comes out the top and goes, Right? So she went, "Oh, cheers." She's not really into Elvis. She's more into Jim Reeves and Glenn Campbell and stuff. But what can you say? She said, "Oh, thanks for that." She put it in, took it in the house.
Maybe they could get attachments. Maybe you get a little Jim Reeves to pop on the spring. Change it anything you like So Solid Crew. You can get a little So Solid Crew, and that pops out, or whatever.
So anyway, it's in the house. She's thinking, "I'm not going to put that up. It's not her sort of thing." So thinks, give it to charity.
Of course.
She goes down to the charity shop, gives them that, thinks nothing of it, goes off to the pub for her afternoon drink. Anyway, next day she's going out for her afternoon drink again. Passes the charity shop. It's in the window.
And the chances are her friends are going to pass by.
That was a dilemma.
Of course.
She had to buy it back.
That's brilliant.
At a hugely inflated price.
Hives. Before that, Star Sailor. It's been a bit of a punk sort of show, this, isn't it?
It has,
in
I've
general,
enjoyed
in year, you know, the whole year's been a little bit of a. I blame the Strokes, but you see, I enjoyed punk. You were too young and don't care for it,
But I have to say that if punk the first time round was as exciting as I found it this year, then I've missed out because I've really enjoyed it. Really.
So I want to go and play all things like X-Ray Specs and you know, things like that now.
Are they as kind of melodic though as things like the Strokes and White Stripes and so on? Are they kind of tuneful? Because the White Stripes.
In fact,
guitarist
I've
is
picked
an
on a very
absolute-
bad example because they were sort of like pop punk, and Polystyrene was almost. She wasn't a joke, but they had saxophones and stuff, so
Right.
it's probably a bad example of early. I mean, the Sex Pistols summed it all up. you know.
Yeah, sure.
But well, we enjoyed that, don't we?
No, we did. I have to say though, although there has been a nice bit of sort of punky sound this year, for me it's been very much a year for the geeks. And you'd have thought I'd have enjoyed
Well,
that.
that's
but
new
actually-
metal, though, isn't
Well,
it?
it is the new
There's sort
metal.
of these people who's in their bedroom playing sort of computer games
I
and
can't
loving
believe that
Limp
new metal has
Bizkit.
taken over the world. It's
It's
just
mad, isn't it?
incredible.
It's absolutely huge.
Suddenly, Linkin Park and.
But see, I don't mind things like, you know, Marilyn Manson, because they're having a go, they're having a bit of a laugh, and you know. But I just.
But it always seemed so perennially uncool to me when I was younger. Anyone who was into that kind of music, I just thought loser. And that's
And
talking
coming
about the
from you,
kettle calling the pot black.
Yeah, imagine that.
But it's the year of the geeks, not just because of new metal, but also because of just these fantasy films with the Harry Potter
I know.
stuff, and now Lord of the Rings. It's like everyone's obsessed.
Now it's
with
cool to
fantasy
play
stuff.
Dungeons and
I
Dragons.
know, I can't get over it. I'm stunned.
It's scary, isn't it? It's
Because
one-
I was never into that rubbish.
No,
I've always thought
definitely
it's like
Yeah.
it's like people who are still obsessed with Harry Potter. They go, "I'm rereading Harry Potter for the third time," and I think, listen, I haven't read it. Okay, I'm sure it's very good, but you're rereading it for the third time. There are books out there written by adults for adults
Yeah.
with like sex and other exciting things.
Yeah.
And it's Harry Potter. Oh yeah, I'll just read like in case you missed something the first time round.
But maybe they're learning the spells.
I'm stunned by it. I mean, have you read it all, Claire? Are you all up on this?
What, Harry Potter?
and
I
all this-
actually went out and bought the first Harry Potter book and lost interest halfway through because there was no sex in it.
No,
so
exactly.
Couldn't be
It's like
bothered.
why I never go to see any Disney films. There's never the prospect of any nudity. If there's no chance of
See,
nudity,
I think you're
that's
buying.
fine.
I think you're actually buying the wrong books.
Right.
What you want to buy, Steve, is a pornographic magazine.
Tell me more.
Wow. In there, you see, what you get,
Ladies. Other ladies.
Sometimes ladies.
Nudie ladies.
Sometimes ladies.
That's the forthcoming single from British Sea Power. That's called Carrion.
That's nice and retro. That's
Yeah.
like end of the 70s Bowie. That's
That's good.
great. On XFM 104.9. That's just some of the records.
That we've played so far.
Do you know what I mean? You've had The Darkness. You've had Bauhaus. It's like, can it get any better, Karl, do you think?
Like I say, we've got Monkey News coming up. So,
Guess what? I lost 400 quid cash this week.
Gambling?
No, that's tragic. This is why it gutted me.
It wasn't even on your gambling addiction.
No, I had a photo shoot. I had a suit, right, and I'd claimed back some expenses, and I'd had it in my pocket. And then when I took the suit home, it must have fallen out in the street or the cab. And I remembered it, and I went every pocket twice. And it was just the fact, I don't think about, oh God, that's terrible, that's a terrible blow. I think, oh God, if I had it back now, it would be free money.
Yeah.
If I suddenly found it now, I'd have £400 that was just free money. And I had a little nap to get over it, and I was...
and you were fine.
I was okay. But that was someone just found what a gift that is.
Oh.
Just, I mean, untraceable.
Was it in a money clip? Was it rolled up in a money clip?
No, it was just literally £400 in an envelope. And
that's a treat.
I know. See, I'd always hand it in. I genuinely would, unless I found it in the middle of a forest or something. If it was in the street. Do you know what I mean? No,
because a bear dropped it.
Yeah. But I mean, if I found it in a pub or a cab, I just hand it to anyone who was
rummaging through.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'd hand it in.
Well,
but there's no way. If they found it in the street, there's no way they could do it. You know, it goes to the police station and it sits there for 6 months. But
yeah, exactly. Well, it's not. It's a waste of time. Pocket it. But because when I was younger, I remember being outside a post office once when I was about 10 or 12 and finding a purse. And thinking, oh, that's nice. And opening it up, there was some money in there, and a pension book, and so it was obviously an old lady. I found an address, I sent it to her, and my mum said, you know, you've been so good there, you'll probably get a little reward. She'll probably send you a little reward. Nothing! I got maybe a thank you note, but no cash, no moolah, nothing.
Really?
And I was livid, because I'd been told that I was going to get a reward. I thought I've been a good Samaritan, nothing. So, many moons later, when I was at university, I learnt from that, and this is the most bizarre thing.
This explains a lot, doesn't it, Karl?
This is like the Mary Celeste. I went to a cash point to I thought, I can't get my card in here. And I realised there was already somebody's card in the machine. They'd put the code in, but then they just disappeared. They'd been kidnapped or something. So it was just there, waiting, sitting, said, what do you want to do? And it gave you a number of options. I thought, interesting.
Steal or go to heaven?
Yeah, exactly.
You went, oh dear.
Yeah. Well, I pressed, balance. Just to check what their bank balance was.
Unbelievable.
It was a considerable sum of money. I'm not going to lie to you. It was not typical student debt. It was like, I think they were a foreign student. There was a lot of cash in there. A lot of money.
Did you feel a slight bulge in your trousers when you saw the amount of money?
I couldn't believe my luck. I thought to myself, now then, I could just take that card out and hand it in, or I could teach them a small lesson.
Right.
And maybe give myself a reward, because last time I did that, I didn't get a reward. So if I give myself £30, then I'll take the card out.
30?
Give myself 30.
You didn't really?
Well, I thought that's a good reward, and I went in, I handed the card in, I took that
Steve,
and that's a little reward for me. And I'll tell you this, don't think it's evil, because I went in and I bought everyone a drink.
Well, brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't tell them I got the money free.
Well done. Excellent. So probably gangsters are quite generous with the money they've stolen from other people.
Yes, but someone's negligence, Rick, has lent... the thing is this,
Steve,
right?
I believe it, except they're buying people a drink, Karl. What do you think?
Well, I kind of thought that when he said it, but then I thought, but they'll be buying him back.
So he's still
that, so in a way, he's still a winner.
Yeah. Everyone's a winner in that situation, including the student, because frankly, if there had been a less scrupulous person who found it, they'd have probably helped themselves to a considerable sum.
I cannot believe he did that.
There was thousands and thousands of pounds in there.
What if it was, what if Beadle had jumped out and slapped you with his little claw and said, we've been filming this, merchant?
Well, so what?
How old were you then?
I don't know, 19, 20.
Would you do it again, or was it just to get the world back for the old lady's purse?
Possibly do it again, yeah.
You're joking!
Well, you've got to think of it this way. You've got to think of it as there was a lot of money in there, and someone less scrupulous than me would have taken a fortune. They'd have cleaned them out. Whereas I just took a small reward, which I thought was more than enough for someone's negligence. And I've returned the card, they've got the card back, everything's fine. Think of someone else, I could have gone on a spending spree, I could have been buying stuff, all sorts.
Yeah, but it wasn't yours at all.
Yes, but they probably would have given me a reward. And because, you know, sometimes people forget, or, you know, they don't give you a reward, I thought I should take it myself.
You had to go at your dad from nicking a loaf of bread out of a phone box.
Yeah, but that's because it's for old people, geriatrics and stuff.
How do you know how old was your people who you were robbing from?
It was on a student campus.
Well.
Wow.
I think it was more, I thought it was excellent behaviour. I thought it was good, honourable behaviour.
That's showing another side to him, isn't it?
What would you have done, Karl, in that situation? And tell the truth.
I might have helped myself a little bit.
There you are!
I don't know what this is helping yourself a bit.
Like you say, just sort of, you know, stand them back and sort of say, you know...
If you find a £1 coin in the street and you can be bothered to bend over for it, then have it. But someone's cash point card or personal belongings...
I'd let them know, though. Did you send it to them and say, I've service charge included? I've took that out already.
No, I handed it in to the.
Let them know. What do you mean you'd let them know?
I'd say, you know, you're lucky here, right? I just took. I'd probably take 20 actually,
Okay.
because that's just like one note.
Sorry, right, okay. You are winding me up.
No, I'm not. I mean, not for once. I mean, I know what Steve's like. He is tight, right? He is. And you know that, don't you, Steve?
Financially,
I mean,
you mean?
Well, no, I mean, just the way you are. You're very
Sure.
sort of, you know, you're not wasteful with your money.
I'm careful. No, I'm not wasteful. Absolutely right.
No, but to the extreme.
Not towards the extreme. Not towards the extreme.
No.
Look
Come
after
on,
the
come on
pennies.
now.
The pounds will take care of themselves. All right. Simple to remember. Good advice.
Yeah,
All right.
but the thing is, right, I know that I take the mickey out of you for, like, you know, the way you look and stuff.
Sure.
Right.
Well, I'm right back at you.
But the thing is, you can't help that.
Absolutely.
But I'll tell you something that women don't like,
Sure.
and it's fellas who are tight with the money.
Sure. I'm not frugal with money with ladies. I'm frugal with money with you.
Well,
I've got no reason to splash money out on you.
I've never seen you splash money out.
Well, you've never been out with me.
Steve, have you ever splashed out on a lady?
No, but I hope to one day. The right lady.
Play a record.